because I started out like first and didn't have 2 minutes without speaking. But I kind of wanted to see, like, you know, all the little noises that I know in my car, how they pass over to the vehicle, and also when I'm sitting at a stoplight and idling, like, are there any noises that play from that? How's the stabilization going? So initially I was going to mount the GoPro to my windshield, but I have a steeper windshield. I can't mount it up here to the dash. It just, the suction cup wasn't stinging. I could probably do like a 3M mount or something like that, but honestly I'm not that serious about it. So I just mounted it to my back glass and had to kind of point it. I use my phone to kind of narrow it in. I want to say I'm shooting in 1080, 60 frames, GPS is on. I don't really mess with the ISOs or anything like that, and I want to say I'm medium for my view. So it's like, what's like super wide, wide, medium, narrow. So yeah. MCSA. That's the Microsoft one. Yeah. So it's the same one that Christy Lynn has. Yeah. I got you. I'll text you all that shit. All right, man. So, the Windows 10 shit, like the ISOs, like I figured out the USB thing. So that would be another big one. Because which month are you doing? Yeah, so basically the way I would split it, man, honestly, is everything from that last bit of last year is going to be life cycle, and then everything from this year is just going to be figuring out issues with Windows 10 and then figuring out a solution for imaging Windows 10. That's it. I mean, I did a couple of iPhones, yeah. But nothing groundbreaking. Like the passwords and all that kind of stuff, or are you talking about like just like shit? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I have it somewhere. I just gotta look, man. Yeah, no, I got you. Which one? That's in Excel, but I mean, like, I'm fixing to come in right now, so I can show you. Like, yeah, I'm coming on postal. Go get some medicine, man. I'm gonna go meet Luke out in the parking lot anyways. Yeah, I'll show it all to you, man. Just whenever you get time. Just I'll send it all to you. So if I don't see you here in the next like 30 minutes, I'll email it to you or something. All right. There you are. So hopefully, driving to work while I'm on vacation. Talking about work. That's all right. But yeah. So anyway, hopefully this is gonna be nice. Really curious. So obviously I did a GPS test, and I was just walking around my living room, and that's not really a good test of what the camera can do and what the GPS can do. And I wanted to do this just because I know how fast I go down these roads. I know what speed limits are. So I want to see at least how accurate is the GPS as far as doing your miles per hour, or kilometers per hour, whatever, whichever you choose. How accurate is my signal on the fade out or not? As far as like G's and elevation change and everything like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's really it's just a drive onto somewhere, so I'm not too overly concerned. was another thing would be like, obviously now that I see it, I can see out the windshield, right? But clearly, you know, you would want to mount it somewhere to where you're more like focused out this way. I'm not a doctor. Started, y'all. There. Another thing I want to check about this camera is how well the accessory kit performs. So there's little things that, you know, you expect it. Like, I don't know, if I was to buy official GoPro mounting equipment, whether it be like tripods, sticks, these kind of like suction cup type things, you know, is there really a difference in like the official versus this kind of like side kit that's sold by a third party, which I assume is just all Chinese stuff anyway? I mean, I would assume no, because other than maybe the finish of the plastic, the shit probably all just rolls off the same assembly line, you know? It's not too different, but we'll see. And that's another reason I kind of picked this route, because I haven't mounted. I think everything's mounted pretty well. I think that suction cup is on there, but I know this road's going to get bumpy, especially when I, you know, blaze saddles over these bumps and these railroad tracks here coming up. Again, I don't see why there would be a difference. Never know. Oh, and I guess I'll mention I'll do a video on this, a separate video. But so this is what I understand about the GPS features of the GoPro, right? I got a Hero 5 Black, and one of the reasons I got it was because it has built-in GPS. Now, am I really going to use the built-in GPS? No, I'm probably going to use this camera more for like documenting my homebrew and stuff. But I mean, it's a good feature to have, and there's the ability for you to do overlays, video overlays in post, which basically means, you know, let's say you're out there biking or on a track or whatever it is, you can get stuff like your speed, G's, elevation changes, and it's actually, you can do like a GPS map. You get a little diagram that'll show you like your differences in speed, your speed differential, so where you're accelerating and decelerating, stuff like that. It's all built in. And then what's supposed to happen is that you use this GoPro software called GoPro Quick, and you just kind of enable these dials and gadgets, and you just save it. I have Windows 10. I have a pretty decent setup with Windows 10, and that software is just a piece of junk. It just won't work, and I'm not sure if it's a bug with 10. Tons of people have had issues with it, and I dug through forums for maybe about like 8 hours yesterday before I just said forget it, and moved on to like another thing. And then I tried another software, and I just can't remember that. I installed it this morning and it works, but essentially it's it used to be like a private project, and I think now GoPro supports it in some way. But you can put in the video directly, the GoPro video, with the GPS data that's already interlaced into it, and this software will actually extract out that GPS thing, the GPS file, the data file, and sync it with your video. What's cool about it though is if you have another action cam, and you can use the video from that. If you have another tool that you're using for GPS, you can also add in your GPS information and then sync it with your video, and then you can get overlays. So it could be like, what is it, like the Sony like action cams or whatever they are. You can do all that. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. GoPro, from what I've read and from what I've seen in my very limited experience with it so far, is that I think the cameras themselves are pretty good. It's just their support for software and all this other stuff is kind of garbage, and it's a lot about locking down the whole package, right? Like, you want to sell people the entire user experience. It's not just about the camera, it's about the apps that go along with the camera, and the software that goes along with the camera, and the cloud storage that you offer people to make them to fully integrate them into the GoPro ecosystem. I mean, I get it, but I always like to see how far I can push things too. So like, now that I've kind of figured out the GPS issue in post, the next thing I want to do is see, okay, well, how much effort does it really take to live stream? And I did some stuff with Periscope yesterday, and that's cool. You know, Periscope can post to your Twitter and your Facebook on your behalf, using their services, but what is it, like Nevos or whatever, that have direct integration into Facebook Live. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I've seen some guys use OBS Studio and, you know, adapter cables and whatnot, and I'm familiar with OBS, so we'll see. It's at the end of our journey, guys, and excited. I wonder if you can guess where we are. Center of the universe. I don't know how well you can see the road signs. You're driving around the center of the universe. It's kind of nice and ready for spring. Just feel like in the 60s today, but last week it was gorgeous. 80s, 70s. I'm also interested to see how large this file is, because 1080 at 60 frames per second, I'm sure it's gonna be a big boy. I should have like 2 hours of record time, you know. Something like that. say this is also cool too. It's a big movement. Maybe not like a movement, but I know a lot of people who they get dash cams in their cars. And I think that's really cool that you can do this with a GoPro and get telemetry. Kind of helps out if you ever get in a wreck or someone hits you or whatever. And it's no longer that he said, she said. How far that would go legally, I don't know. Alright, there we are. Trip to work. Alright, so part 2, I guess, of this. Gonna take the trip back. Take a different route though. Also, I'm curious to see how like my fan kind of rattles a little bit as it operates, you know. Interested to see. I'm also trying to take turns faster to see how many G's I can pull. Probably tons of G's, guys. Damn, rally car driver. for it. It wouldn't be really hard. I would just take the charging door off when I put it in the case. I had this little like square mounting case, and run the USB-C out to like a power bank or something. I'm sure that would help. I could probably also just get like a longer USB-C cord and run it to my, car charger, which would be kind of cool. All these options, guys, all these options. And then maybe one day I'll be rich and have enough money to get another GoPro, and I can do a front and back, so you can see the video of this woman tailgating the hell out of me. Speed limit's still 50, mind you. We're going 50, but yeah. Can you hear my brake squeak? I need to get my brakes done. For all you guys watching, have you figured out where I am yet? I guess I was talking a little bit before about the GoPro Quick software. I guess I can entertain you guys with that. So it is garbage. I don't know how everyone's experiences are on either different OSs. So I'm running Windows 10, and I have an i7 with 12 gigs of RAM and then 2 gigs of dedicated graphics. But it kind of pages out to about 5 gigs. And I have an SSD as my main drive, and I have a terabyte secondary drive as a laptop. And so I installed the software to my secondary hard drive, and I also have all my media sitting there. And that's my initial install, and it just wasn't working. So I uninstalled it, reinstalled the software to my SSD, and left my media drive, so like the import folders, like where it looks for GoPro media and where it's going to save it, to the secondary drive. And it just, you know, it imports everything fine. It's just that it just won't save any clips. Like, it won't render them out. I mean, the most I've been able to do, I was able to upload. So there's a button on it. Like, let's say you take a clip like this video. I can hit the share button once it's imported onto my computer and push it to YouTube. And I did that, but it scaled it down, which is really annoying because it's like, you know, here I have this nice HD footage, and you're just scaling it down to put it on YouTube. And so I deleted the video off YouTube and then just like manually uploaded to YouTube, because that's the whole point of having a camera like this, is so you can shoot things in HD and share it with the world. Like, what the hell's the point of scaling it down? So that was really annoying. And I searched it through to see if there's some settings or something I've messed up. Maybe I'm messing it up. Maybe there's something I just don't know to do to force it. But I'm just not very impressed with the software at all. Maybe it's different for Windows 7. Maybe it's different for Mac. You know, I just know that on 10, it's an atrocious piece of garbage. It also takes forever to install, by the way, which doesn't make any sense. And I think the software I was talking about before is, I think it's called DashCam. I want to say that's it. Don't quote me on this one. I'll do another video for it explaining it, but it should fix a lot of those issues. So then I was on, I did the internet chat with GoPro customer support. They asked me to do the normal stuff, like, hey, have you updated Windows? What are your specs? Have you updated your graphics card? We did like a DirectX report, so you can go in your DirectX and actually run a report. It basically pushes the metrics down of your machine, the hardware metrics, how much RAM you're playing with your CPU, and all that kind of stuff. And it only thing I got out of that entire support meeting, by the way, was the fact that my AMD graphics suite needed an update. And I was like, oh, look at that. When I did the update, I was like, well, maybe that was it the whole time. Restart the computer, trying to get Quick just told me to kill myself. I was like, yeah, this is real. Nothing works. Sort of surprised, sort of not surprised. And I was reading the forums about it too. And, you know, your guys' opinion are always welcome on this, but a lot of people's like, do you have any idea how hard it is to make this? Like, someone's like trying to defend it basically on like, you know how hard it is to get the GPS overlays to work, like you're doing it frame by frame. Do you have any idea how hard it is to do this? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, but you're also a freaking camera. Like, this is what you do. Like, this is your entire point of existing, and this is what you advertise. So, if you're advertising it, like, hey, my cameras have all these features, and like, this is what you can do with them, and I'm gonna make a piece of software that makes it super easy for you to add these things on there, then it better work. Otherwise, people are not going to spend the time trying to troubleshoot your stuff. Because I'm more of a computer person. I'm a computer science person. I'm not a photographer or a video guy or a video editor, none of that. And people, and again, you know, if I was a professional person who did like videos and photographs, I would want to spend more time in editing my videos and stuff like that, not trying to figure out your janky software. It's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm not trying to throw shade out to anyone who works at GoPro. I'm just trying to understand why it doesn't work. For Windows 10, which is like the new hotness from Microsoft, which, I mean, like, whether we all like it or not is wholly irrelevant, but that's the direction. It's just like when we had XP, and we went to 7, and no one wanted to go to 7, but it doesn't really matter what you want to do. Like, you're going to go to 7. I also am really curious to see how these apps work. So again, I have an iPhone 7, iOS 11 to 6 right now, and I'm just to see if any of you guys use the app on Android or if you have any problems with it. Kind of curious. I also love days like this because I have just no obligation. I get to just play with my toys, which is nice. Which is what this is. My GoPro's a little toy. $300 toy. I'm actually really impressed with how well this works. So the phone is connected to the GoPro's Wi-Fi network, and that's what's allowing me to see near real time. And I think that's pretty impressive that, you know, the camera's powerful enough to be recording the audio video at the rates it is and saving it all and still broadcasting live feedback over Wi-Fi. That's pretty cool. I don't know how comparable that is to other cameras, but I think that's a pretty neat feature, for sure. I was thinking it's going to turn like a 30-minute video, maybe 40 minutes. I'm driving as fast as I can. I'm also really hungry, so I might stop it short. Get some chow. And I just don't want to record me being fat. That's my private life. And I'll share that with you guys. people really like speeding through my apartment complex, and it's hella fucking annoying because you're fucking speeding. You got people like Chad and Kurt over here who just can't freaking figure it out. I don't like how people drive in this town, perfectly honest. And I think I'm an excellent driver. It just, everything I complain about is purely problems created by other people. It's not me. It's them. Just in case you were wondering, the problem's yours. Alright, here we are. Last few precious moments. Let me try not to hit anyone else's vehicle and ruin everything I said about being a good driver. That's like Combat Park. Alrighty, guys. We're in there. Cool. End of this video. See you in post.